Hi everyone, I'm Thomas from WooIM. In this video I'm gonna show you the features of the Woo Inventory Manager in detail. So you may know this little wine shop we used in earlier videos, which is currently active, as you see on the left on the iPhone screen. And we used this shop to show how to set the availability of products, and this is a fairly small shop. And now I would like to talk about how categories are handled, categories and products are handled in Woo Inventory Manager. So first I have to switch to another shop. I will go to the settings. There I have my account list, and I have more than one account on this app, and I would like to manage another account now. I will go with the second one on this list. First it's checking the connection, so if the server responds, we are able to activate the other shop. Then I go back to the main screen, and now you see it's performing an update, because now we want to work with shop data from the active shop. So now I can go to the categories, and we see this shop has much more categories than the other one. Just to give you a feeling for the time it takes to update, to perform an update, this shop has around about more than 100 categories and around 800 products. So this is what I would say somewhere in the middle. It's a normal shop. So we have opened the same shop in the browser on the right, just to give you an idea how categories are handled. And I would like to start with this navigation in the shop. So the app shows the structure of your shop as it is set up in WooCommerce. So we have, for example, this is a shop selling perfumes. We have a main category called fragrances, and this top level category contains some subcategories which are brands for different fragrances. And we have one I would like to show. This is Comme des Garçons. There we see that the brand Comme des Garçons contains some other subcategories. The first one is all Comme des Garçons fragrances, and the subcategories below are different series of Comme des Garçons perfumes. So if we go to our app, the first entry we have is all fragrances, and there we see Comme des Garçons somewhere in the middle. And now I see all these subcategories for different series, except all fragrances, the very first one. This is because this is set up in WooCommerce as a top level category. So I go back to our list of the top categories, and we see that we have now in the middle the second one, which is a second category, which is called Comme des Garçons, the brand. And this contains all fragrances from Comme des Garçons, but it's a flat category. It does not contain any subcategories. This is fine for the shop if a customer visits your website, but this is probably inconvenient if you want to quickly set a product to available or unavailable, or if you want to change the price. So I show you what happens if I tap on the app. It's a flat category. You have just products, no subcategories, and now you would have to scroll down all the way. This is not what we want. So we want to go to all fragrances, Comme des Garçons fragrances, and then we go to the basics, and we have much less products. For example, just 3 products in the subcategory play. Okay, this said, we are back to our top categories, we won't use the Comme des Garçons brand category, so we can get rid of it. Just swipe to the left, we can hide it. And this applies to some of the categories in this shop. So what I will do is I will just hide a few, just to show you how this works. Now I go back to the main page. It's performing an update because Woo Inventory Manager has detected that something has changed in the shop structure. However, this has not been taken place in the shop in WooCommerce. This is just a thing with Woo Inventory Manager. So don't worry, you won't change the structure in your shop. It's just how it is displayed in the Woo Inventory Manager. So now I will go to the settings, upper left corner, the settings symbol, and I tap on my active account, and I'm prompted to proceed to the settings or to cancel. So I want to change settings for this account. And regarding the categories, we have the very last point is dismissed categories list. There you see we have currently 8 categories hidden from the main category list. So tap on the pen to see which categories we have hidden so far. And there you see our category Comme des Garçons, the brand, which is currently hidden. If you have done this by accident, you can simply unhide it, swipe to the left, unhide it, and now I will go back to the main view. Now who I am again detects a change in the structure, so it performed an update. And if I go to the categories, now as you see in the middle of the screen, my category is visible again. So you can simply unhide it if you hide it if you don't need it, or unhide it if you maybe have hidden it by accident. This is how Woo Inventory Manager displays the structure of your shop. Okay, let's go back to the settings, because there are some other interesting things to set up. I want to change the settings. Let's start with the first option on the top, the product display behavior. When we developed the Woo Inventory Manager, we were talking about 3 types of categories. You have your top level categories. These are the categories you see in the shop when you enter the shop. The categories on the left. And then you have some subcategories, like in our example Comme des Garçons. And at the very end you have a leaf category. This is a category which contains products or variations of a product. So normally we just have products in leaf categories. Therefore this is the default setting. It's much faster. If I have to load all the products in subcategories in between, I have to load more data. If I just have to load products in the very last category, in the leaf category, I have to load much less data. So this is faster in terms of data and server response. Somehow, if you have to change this because your shop has products and categories on the same level, just tap the pen and you can set this behavior to no. You don't want to display products in leaf categories only. So if I tap no, you see it changes to products also displayed in subcategories. Again, keep in mind this will require a lot more data to load, so it's maybe slower and it will jack up the data you have to pay for with a mobile device or whatever. So if possible, go with the default setting. The second point, server request timeout. The default timeout is 5 seconds. That means if we load data to be displayed in the app, we will wait 5 seconds until the app says, well, I haven't done any, haven't got any answer yet from the server, so maybe this request failed. If you have a very slow server, or if you do bulky loads, for example, if the product display behavior is set to show me all the stuff in the subcategories, then you have to load a lot of data, and then maybe this timeout is not sufficient, so you have to rise it. I will do that tapping the pen, and now I can set a custom value for this account. So I want to rise it to 10. You can, for example, rise it in 5-second steps, and if you have a lot of request fails, then you should try to rise it in 5-second steps until you have no fails anymore. It depends on your server and the data you load. So now the custom timeout is set to 10 seconds just for this account. This does not affect other accounts you're managing with this app. So now we can go back, and even if you have set it to 10 seconds, it does not mean that you have to wait for data 10 seconds every time you make a request. If the server answers earlier, you will get the data immediately. So the settings with the timer server request is just for slow servers and just to give it a little more time to respond. That's it. I hope this video was helpful. If you want more information, please visit our website at woo-im.com. Thanks for watching.